A Washington Commanders player giving bulletin board material for the Philadelphia Eagles before this matchup on Sunday. Yeah, I don't think so.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Hope everybody is enjoying their week and the start of the weekend for another week of football. Obviously, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders. This video is sponsored by BetUS, so go check them out, please. Now, this is a big matchup, obviously, because, the Eagles win this game on Sunday versus Washington. The Eagles win the division championship, the division winner, which to me, like I said, I'm not into winning the division. That's just another step for us. We should have this in the bag regardless. Because, obviously Washington is a few games behind as of right now. And obviously with this win against Washington puts us in the driver's seat, pretty much done with the division. You clinched a playoff berth, and now you're really racing for that number one seed and hoping that a team will fall and give us some luxury getting into the playoffs. Now, Brian Robinson had some things to say, and, I don't know why guys give this bulletin board material out as much as Washington was so hyped earlier in the season before they faced the Philadelphia Eagles. The hype was there with Jaden Daniels, not saying he's a bad quarterback at all, but just what the media has done against the Philadelphia Eagles time and time again, against opponents. First, it was the Saints, the highest passing offense versus the Saints, scoring over 40 points a game, and look what happened. Where are the Saints now? Washington comes into Philadelphia, hyped up as hell, gonna beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Media believes everything, and guess what? Now the Eagles beat the Washington Commanders early in the season, and the excuses are all there that he's a rookie and blah, 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 and this and that, and his ribs and everything else came into place. Another excuse on why Washington didn't win. But Washington has not won against a great team this season. They haven't beat a high-caliber team, a above 500 team this season. They've done nothing. They beat on the little teams that aren't doing much, and then, they fall flat against the teams that really they should be beating if they're that hyped up. Brian Robinson says in an interview that, we are a better team. And trust me, is Washington better? I guess in their case, maybe they are. They have Marshawn Lattimore that they're going to hype up during this game, obviously. We have Marshawn Lattimore now, and me, even when they won 20-19 in a close one against the New Orleans Saints against a backup quarterback. That defense, of course, that backup quarterback is a backup quarterback that never played an NFL game. And number two, that backup quarterback didn't throw towards Marshawn Lattimore's way because that defensive line was in the backfield almost every damn play. Guy couldn't throw for his life. He sucked. He was horrible. We all know this. They won at 1 point against a really horrible backup quarterback and a defense for the Saints that actually accumulated eight sacks last week. The offense just really couldn't produce against Washington. So now it comes down to this game where the Philadelphia Eagles should feel really good going to this game. I don't care what Brian Robinson has to say. I don't think Austin Eckler is back from injury yet as of right now. Still waiting to see if they're actually going to sign a free agent running back that's out there to complement Brian Robinson Jr. So really what you're kind of looking for right now is the Eagles run game to continue. Obviously, Saquon Barkley with 19 carries for 65 yards last week. Pittsburgh did a really good job. Much respect to them. I've been giving them respect because they were a hard team to run against, no doubt. You did it against the Ravens for 140 yards, but the Steelers were legit stopping the run. And Gainwell had to get some carries, and I think it worked out for the better. And, now are the Washington Commanders still better than the Philadelphia Eagles at second time around this point in the season? Definitely not. The Philadelphia Eagles are a lot better. They've been better. Only losing against the Panthers, having a down game that every top team in the NFL has around the league. It's not just the Philadelphia Eagles. But now going into this game, there is only one thing on the line, is sweeping Washington at at their home stadium and winning the division and getting that out of the way. Okay, not overlooking this team. You never overlook a team every single week because Washington is going to play tough. Okay, but now since we have things are different now with the Eagles. They're not waiting for long routes to develop in this passing game that we've kind of been waiting for a while because Saquon has been really the face of this offense entirely this season. Okay, obviously a lot is at stake here. Only 65 yards last week, so obviously Saquon has to average I think like 130 to 140 yards a game. Okay, this would be a perfect game where he has a 200-yard game, a 180-yard game, something like that, if that's the case, and having 19 snaps is absolutely nothing. Okay, you're hoping that last week wasn't a fluke saying, not a fluke, but saying, well, the Eagles had all these issues with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, and they just had this passing game successful because, because of what was going on. And then they revert back to their long route development, Hurts holding onto the ball for 3.5, 4 second type offensive plays that we really can't afford. We cannot afford it. Okay. If you can run against the team, I'm not going to be bitching that they're not passing the ball enough. Okay. If you could run against them, and obviously against Washington, in that game last time, they ran that second half and Barkley really closed it out with 2 touchdowns. Okay. And had a lot of yards in that second half. So I really hope that they have another good first quarter. They get the short passing game going because, like I said, I don't think this is a 32-yard carry, game. Saquon's they carry the ball for 32 times in a game, but he can get to 28 to 30 maybe if that's going to be the case. But this should be a big game by Saquon Barkley. Doesn't matter what the injuries are this week. Still waiting on Landon Dickerson. Still waiting on Devontae Smith with the back injury or the little type injury he has right now, which I don't think is obviously that serious. A lot of players had a rest day on Wednesday. So you're hoping that things will follow through with some of these injuries. The Eagles are just better. They just have too much talent. Washington, just Jaden Daniels, is still a rookie at this point. Could he play, be playing a little bit better now, later in the season? Of course he can. But I think the passing game should still work, and I think this run game should be unstoppable. And I think they have to do both, but they have to score early again. I need to see consistency that last week wasn't just one of those, well, the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown situation. They want to prove that they could pass the ball, and Jalen Hurts says, well, of course, who says we can't do this? Well, yeah, well, we say we've been saying you haven't been really showing us you could pass the ball collectively in a game if you really need to use it. Okay, I don't care what the Steelers gave you. And yes, you kind of had the pass in that game last week because you really had no choice. Anywhere Saquon ran, he had pretty much one good run in that game, one breakout run in that game that got us inside the 5-yard line. But other than that, Kenneth Gainwell had some good snaps, whatever. But I think this defensive line is going to make Jaden Daniels look like a rookie once again. I think Jaden Daniels has gotten better. But he's facing a really good defense yet again, and pressure is going to be in his face. And obviously, rushing rushing really great, perfectly as a defensive line. Not creating big lanes for Jaden Daniels. He only had a couple first down runs on us, So, last time is last time. The Eagles, obviously, the only team that can stop the Eagles right now is themselves. Okay, if the Eagles want to blow a game because of a head coach interfering too much, which we've had a few times this season, or an offense that's just incapable of passing the ball and having collective, really good short passing plays, crossers, hot routes, something in that nature, then you're going to make the game so much harder for yourself. The Eagles make games so much harder when they can make the game so much more simple, okay, when they don't, have this passing game, okay, and they're relying on Saquon Barkley, and we have to throw the big play downfield every single time. It's not what this offense should be capable of. It should be capable of letting these receivers work for those yak yards, making things simple for Hurts, having the run game, getting these running backs in the passing game for Jalen Hurts, because I think it's really important. Okay, we saw a lot of different things that they did last week, but every time they start to flash little things in games that we want to see more of, we never get to see that much during the season. I mean, how many times does Saquon Barkley go for a pass? He doesn't do it much. How many times do they run a screen pass to Saquon Barkley? They don't do it much. How many times, Gainwell, I think, from an athletic standpoint last week, had his best game as a Philadelphia Eagle. I think he ran with fire in his eyes, and they had him in the passing game. And wow, I mean, instead of running inside zone, inside zone, inside zone runs, we're starting to see these running backs really like expand their skill sets. And I think that Gainwell had his best game. And I'm like, maybe like because of how simple and dull these run plays are, it makes Gainwell look really bad. But what I saw last week was, man, look what they can expand upon his skill set and what he could do in the passing game, outside runs. I mean, things, even a dump off pass to Gainwell. I mean, that looks like a number 2 back. He looked like a number 2 back last week. So I was really happy, and trust me, I humble myself, okay? I humble and I eat my words on certain things. Some of the play decisions have been horrible this year. Sometimes it makes the running backs look bad. Sometimes it makes the wide receivers look bad. And obviously, because these long-waited plays are taking too long to develop, Hurts is holding on to the ball for too long, and we're blaming Hurts for a lot of this. Make things short, sweet, simple, and get these guys open. You have Marshawn Lattimore are not in this game, and will not be the difference maker. Okay. It will not make any difference. It will not. Okay. I saw Marshawn Lattimore chasing Saquon Barkley down the field. Okay. Beginning of a few weeks in the season when he was on the Saints and couldn't catch him. Okay. It's an upgrade at one of their cornerback spots, no doubt, but the Eagles have upgraded as well. They just have to really stick with it. And that's where I kind of am with this game. We should go into Washington, beat them, and walk right out, because I'm not calling this easy. I'm not calling this anything, because every game you can't take your eye off the ball. They can't overlook a division game that can win them the NFC East. Okay, I don't care about winning the NFC East. We have to do it anyway. I'm looking further and farther past this opponent that we're looking at right now, but we still have to play this game. Okay, so you want Saquon Barkley to break the record, he's got to run a lot in this game. And obviously, he's got to make up for the yards that he kind of lost last week, because Pittsburgh is a good team against the run. This team is not. And against the pass, they're really not great either. Okay, their defensive line is their bread and butter. Frankie Louvu is flying all over the place. Great linebacker. Protection is good. So I don't see the Eagles struggling too much, but they should incorporate this passing game that they kind of they put on a show last week, and I think they should continue this instead of really relying on Saquon Barkley the entire game, and throwing these big shots downfield. Calcaterra should be more involved. The wide receiver threes will never get involved at this point, but I'm hoping that they could do something, down the line of, what's going on. So that's what you're really hoping with this passing game, with this run game. And I'm very excited for it. I'm excited for the rest of, I want to see what they look like coming off of last week. I want to see if they actually score early, not play from behind. And I want to see if this passing game is still going to be involved, even though you're facing a team that's, the big test here is if Saquon starts running the football and defenses are honing in on him. Say Washington is doing a good job. Okay, let's see what they do in the passing game. Let's see if they're very successful. Okay, they're allowed to have a couple bad sequences on offense. It happens. Every team goes through that. I'm not making a big deal about that. So that's where I am sitting in this game. Like I said, don't overlook this game, but, this team is way better. I'm looking for a full sweep unless they get the first seed a lot earlier and have to sit guys and lose that last game. I'm looking for a full sweep in the NFC East, taking care of everybody, and we're doing our thing. So you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that. And if you guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely check all of that out. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have everything here, crew neck sweatshirts, all of that great stuff, a week before Christmas. So as soon as you order, they will send, our guy will send out immediately, and you'll get it before Christmas, all that stuff. Go get your, some of these shakedown gifts for your loved ones and everybody at home. And remember, for the merch, buy 2 get 10% off, buy 3 get 15% off, buy 4 get 20% off, and buy 4 shirts for the price of 3 at 20% off. Spend $150 or more for free shipping. So appreciate everybody that's been buying merch, and we've been very happy with all of the feedback that we have been getting for that. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm not making this a lot more than what it is right now. Brian Robinson said what he said. We're better, and you think the Eagles don't hear this? Trust me, these players hear this. Okay, Washington is going to be at home. This is a really good road team. This is a fantastic road team. They have played better on the road than they have played at home. Okay, so you're looking for, a game where they should be up a couple to, a few touchdowns in this game. I just think, Washington, maybe Jaden Daniels has gotten better. Maybe the team has gotten better, but they, like I said, the Eagles can't take their eye off the ball. And if they do, they're going to lose this game. It's like every single game I always say this, okay? But with Washington, Terry McLaurin has been doing pretty damn good since he's not playing the Eagles. Terry McLaurin is getting easy touchdowns every single week. Like, I'm just like, man, these defenses cannot cover Terry McLaurin at all. At all. So obviously, Washington will have a different game plan. The Eagles will have a different game plan, but keep things simple. And defensively for the Eagles, get pressure on Jaden Daniels, make him look like the rookie that he is. Okay, and let's get this going. Austin Eikler obviously is a big loss for their offense, a big shifty back for them. But Brian Robinson is a very good running back for them, where he can get those big chunk yards with his physicality, and really good on short yardage for them. So still very good. So we'll see what happens, but I feel like the Eagles should win this game. How can I not say that? Not being cocky, not being conceited on the, just my opinion on it. And that's where I'm at. So I think Washington needs to realize that they're just not better. And if they are in this game, then the Eagles have a lot more problems, because there's one thing on the line, and that's the NFC East. And with a win, that's what you get. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more news, Eagles news every single day. Make sure you like the video. Helps out the channel out tremendously. And I will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a fantastic day. Shakes, what up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.